Hey, everybody, welcome back. This is Inside Fitness Radio presents Total Fitness Podcast. My name is Matthew.
And I'm Walter. And today we're really pleased to have a special guest with us, winner of the Hot and Fit issue for Inside Fitness Magazine. Matthew.
This is Rebecca Hebert. So you are the 2023 winner. So first off, we obviously want to congratulate you. So congratulations. And to anybody who's listening, so obviously, you've been promoted on Inside Fitness. People have maybe checked out your Instagram and that. But why don't you give us a little bit of a rundown on who you are, what you do, and we'll just go from there.
So I am from New Brunswick, so that's a really small place compared to Toronto. So I am from here, but I have been traveling quite frequently. Like I go down south and I've been to Europe lately and I've been to Toronto a lot lately, but it's all because of just like my business, like my fitness business. So I started off as a massage therapist and I did that for 5 years. And then I became a online fitness coach. So it's been about 3 years that I've been in business and it has brought me to, I guess, like where I am now. And so I've been trying to build my way up in the fitness world. So like I did a fitness competition like back in 2016 it was. So I learned a lot about that experience. I learned that that's not what I want to do. It's very not lifestyle. And I'm very like somebody that likes to preach balance, and I like to drink wine, and I like to go out to eat, and I like to, I guess, just enjoy all the things in life. And I just found that for me, that lifestyle with the competing, it just wasn't for me. So I feel like that's where I got my like drive to be an online health and fitness coach, is because I had coaches in the past that were bodybuilding coaches, and that's all they did. They weren't lifestyle coaches. So that's kind of like why I am doing what I am now. It's because I know that it's becoming more popular now, like lifestyle coaches. But like when I was doing this, it wasn't a thing. So I started this and I've helped over 1,000 people at this point, and it's just getting bigger and bigger. And because I am getting out there more, like this, winning this cover, like it's amazing for me because now I'm going to be seen in not just like my area, but I'm going to be seen more in like across Canada. So this is huge for me. Like I'm so happy that I'm on the cover.
Yeah, that's incredible. That's awesome.
Absolutely.
So to start it off, like what made you decide to actually enter this competition? Is this your first year entering, or is this the first time you ever did it, or have you done it before?
No, I had never done it before. I didn't really like, somebody had told me like you should enter, so I did. And because I'm with Perfect Sports, the supplement company, they were like the people that kind of were like, you should do this. And so I was going to Toronto to do some work with them, and then while I was there, they were like, you should go and do this photo shoot and potentially be on the cover of this magazine. And I was like, okay, like I had no idea that what I was doing. I just like went to the photo shoot and was there for 5 hours, and I was shocked with like just how professional it was, like how fast everything was. And then I didn't really hear much for like a couple of months, and then all of a sudden they were like, okay, I think you should probably get to Toronto for this launch party. I'm like, okay, like I'm in Spain, but they're like, no, yeah, I think you should come. And I'm like, oh, okay. I flew home, and then I went to the party, and yeah, it's just like a surreal moment. Like it's crazy.
Yeah, that's awesome, eh? You must have been pretty shocked when you found out that news, eh?
Yeah, I was very shocked. Yeah.
That's great.
No, it's excellent. But you were in Spain.
Yeah.
It was the end of the trip, I hope.
It was, yeah. I was
good.
I
Okay,
was
good.
planning to go for 3 weeks, and then I was planning to come home, but I was thinking about extending my trip, but then they were like, no, you should come. So I was like, okay. So now I'm gonna go back to Spain probably like in a couple weeks.
Oh, it's not too bad. At least it was, you can go back and doing a little bit more of an extended trip, right?
Oh, for sure. Yeah. And it was such a great experience. Like I'm so glad that I went, obviously.
Yeah, no,
And
Spain is beautiful.
was it a working vacation as well? That you took your laptop, you still continued to work?
In
Or was it an
Spain?
actual vacation? Yeah.
I can never take a real vacation because like all of my work is on. Yeah,
I
but that's
knew it.
okay. I love what I do. So
Yeah. No, we're the same way. We're both the same way. It's if we go anywhere, it's always working, right?
yeah, but
Yeah.
that's okay. If you love what you do, I find like it's like I love working in a cafe. It's
Mhm.
probably one of my favorite things to do.
Yeah, no, I get that. It's so much easier to actually go out into a setting where there's a bunch of other people around versus just sitting at my computer at home trying to do all my check-ins and all my client work and that. I need to be somewhere out. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's great. That's great. So with the actual covers, so when did you actually like did you find out in Spain or did you find out beforehand? Or they were just like, hey, you should totally come to this party and see what happens,
Just in case.
just in case.
Um, so they said they didn't tell me when I was in Spain, but they said you should probably come. And then I found out. No, I did. I find out when I was in Spain. I think I might have found out that I was because like that was kind of the thing. I was like, well, should I be at this party? They're like, they kind of didn't say it right then and there, like yes or no, but they were like, you should come to this party. So I knew the answer then and there that I should go, and that I got the
Right.
cover.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. There you go. Awesome.
Amazing.
So when you actually entered for the first, or I guess with Perfect Sport, they were telling you like, hey, this would be a great opportunity for you and all that. So obviously you do a lot of lifestyle coaching. So how are you going to basically take what you just did and obviously everything you've already been doing leading up to this point, and what are you trying to actually push forward with your coaching business or even just with your mindset and your lifestyle?
I think it's just like making more people aware of who I am. And then like I've already noticed that people have been going on my Instagram since I've got the cover, and I'm just like really I'm just continuing to do everything like I was doing, but now I just have more audience. I have more eyes looking at my page, which is perfect because I'm already I feel like I'm already very like I'm happy with how my business is going. So any extra audience is going to just boost my business. So
Mhm.
so far like it's just that like I'm hoping maybe there'll be opportunities like photo shoots and stuff like that that'll come up, but because I live in New Brunswick, it's not like I live in Toronto and I can just like go and like book a photo shoot. So
Right.
it's a little bit more complicated, but so far like what I've experienced since I've been on the cover, it's been great. Like a lot of really good support from the other girls too. Like
Mhm.
they're so friendly, and I think I'm gonna make like some friends from this experience, so that's nice.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mhm.
That's actually a really good point because I think a lot of people view those sorts of things as so competitive that friendship is not about to happen. So it's great to
Okay.
hear that they are actually open that way and that it is a friendly competition.
For sure. Yeah. I only felt like really like supported, like so many DMs from the other girls saying like congratulations, like really, really kind words. So it's been really appreciated. And
Mhm.
yeah,
So you mentioned before that you did a fitness competition. I'm assuming like a bikini competition back in, yeah. So
26.
with okay, right on. So with that, was there any like was that because you hired a bodybuilding coach at the time, or you just hired a coach and they were like, "Hey, you should do this," or did you actually have aspirations to kind of follow that, or were you doing sports before and it just kind of trickled into this?
Well, I started the gym at a, like quite young, like I was still in high school, and I took it really serious. I'd say when I was like 21, and I had hired a coach. He was actually a friend, and he was giving me advice, and he was kind of like up and coming to be an like a fitness coach. So I was like his test kind of subject, and he did like I got really good results, and I got lean, and I was really young, and like I was following everything he said, but it was very strict. It was like
Mhm.
like oatmeal and chicken and rice and broccoli. Like that was it. That was the meal plan. So I did that with him, I'd say for 4 years. And then I did a competition, and like it was a good experience. Like it was like something that I guess I did always kind of want to do. I wanted to see like how it was to be up on that stage wearing that outfit. Like it was something I was interested in doing. But then when I did it, it was like that post competition down that you get because you eat all the food you wanted for like
Yeah.
It
weeks and
just
weeks.
doesn't stop.
Yeah, and then I just remember being in such a bad headspace because of like the weight that I had put on right away.
Mhm.
And I it took me a good year to get my mindset back to like a healthy relationship with food. And I just feel like now it's just like building up, but I feel like I've had a really good relationship with them for a while, but now I want to take that experience and like teach other people, I guess, the skills that I've learned from that experience, and just now working with so many people, just trying to reach as many people as I can.
Mhm. That's awesome. So is there any competitive side to you still? Are you, would that ever be an option again? Obviously, you said you don't like the restrictive side of it, but maybe even switching over into something, maybe not bodybuilding, but some other sort of competition at some point that involves fitness?
I don't think so. Like, I really like I would never be able to stop going out to eat and drinking wine. And I know with like those kind of things, you need to like cut it all out. And at this point in my life, like I'm really enjoying Spain, and I love like drinking wine in Spain, and like, like you can't, I don't know, just I feel like I wouldn't be enjoying my life
Mhm.
to the fullest if I had to like stop.
Fair enough.
Um,
Definitely.
yeah.
I mean, we have both said that bodybuilding or physique competitions, it's not a fitness sport. It's drive and determination and starvation and anger all rolled up into one,
Mhm.
and it's very difficult to then get out of it. I have moved more towards triathlon work and endurance sports and that sort of thing because I still have that competitive thread in me,
Mhm.
but I know that I don't want to necessarily get up on stage again,
Yeah.
because I like to eat. I just, and my business is not about bodybuilding. My business is about lifestyle. It's
Mhm.
about getting your life, the joy of life. And if you're
Exactly.
starving yourself, and if you're saying no all the time, I don't know how much joy you're getting out of life.
And I think
So
that's,
I agree with you 100%.
yeah. And based on based on already talking to you and seeing your profile and all that, like, it does seem like all the people that you are helping, like that is the main driver, is you want enjoyment for these clients that you have, and enjoyment even for yourself, obviously, right? So
Mhm.
how do you kind of go about that? Obviously we're trainers as well, we're coaches as well. And we obviously have all separate ways of doing things, but one thing that I think we all have in common is just that enjoyment of life while still reaching a goal to enjoy that lifestyle. And
Mhm.
one of the biggest things is obviously the mindset, correct? So with you and talking to clients, and you obviously have a very positive mindset, how do you kind of convey that to a client or to your audience to actually say like, hey, even if you were in this very restrictive, strict space or headspace, this is how you can follow a way out of it, or this is how you can slowly make these improvements and changes in your life to get to maybe where I am right now, or maybe to a spot where you feel comfortable in your body again.
I think it's like meeting them where they are. So like if they are, um, I don't know, I guess it depends on each person. Like my programs are very, very, very personalized. So like I really figure out like what their pain points are, what are they struggling with, and then I try to help them manage like one thing at a time. So if like they're like, I don't have time to eat, I don't have time to eat, then I'll be like, okay, I'll just give them examples of like things that they can do to create time. Um, so it's more just like it's just helping people individually and finding out what they're struggling with, and just helping them individually. And then when it comes to like their nutrition, making sure that are not they're eating the foods that they love and they're getting the variety that they need. Or if there's somebody that doesn't want variety, they want something very simple, then I'll give them that. But I feel like it's just like it's really just meeting them where they're at and like listening to everything that they have to say, and then just doing what I can do to help them. And their mindset, I find it just like comes together after they follow the program, because they're
Mhm.
like, okay, I can eat the foods I love and I can still get results, and the scale does not matter. And then it all just starts to click in their head after like I'd say 4 weeks is like the magic number when they're like, okay, I see it now. And then
Mhm.
their life has changed.
There you go.
Yeah.
Excellent. It's interesting. I mean, it shows your experience level shows, because I think very often younger trainers, newer trainers will be more I meet them where they want to be rather than where they are. And your experience says, no, you can't meet them in the future. You got to meet them right here and find out what's holding them back, what they need to do, and then help them with that. So I think that's great. It
So
feels right to me.
so with so obviously with your business, you're talking about obviously the opportunities that hopefully will come of this cover and all that, but even just personal life, you mentioned you love traveling and you love being able to get around and I'm assuming meet new people as well. Is there any plans in the future to maybe do remote work and just move over to like Spain or something like that, or are you stuck in New Brunswick at the moment?
I'm actually in the process of getting my visa to move over to Spain.
Right on. That's awesome.
There you go.
That's
Yeah,
incredible.
I'm
Yeah.
like, why not? Why not? I can work there. I can work anywhere. So why would I be stuck here in New Brunswick where it's freezing?
Whereabouts in New Brunswick are you?
Moncton?
Okay, yeah. My parents actually just moved out there about a year ago to St. Stephen.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
You-
what's that, sorry?
Where do you live?
Originally Toronto, and then my fiance and I moved out to BC, and my parents went to New Brunswick. I swear we do love each
On
other.
the same day.
On this, literally the same day. I swear we do love each other. The 8 hour difference doesn't seem that way, but we do like each other. Yeah. So so obviously again with Inside Fitness and the cover, you mentioned hopefully getting more photo shoots and stuff like that. Being kind of thrust into the limelight, I guess you could say. Do you have any comfort or any discomfort, I guess, being in front of a camera? I mean, I've seen your feed and it seems you're very comfortable in front of a camera and a photo shoot scenario. Was that something that you were a little shy about going into the party and seeing all these people like eyes on you and you're like, oh my God, what's going on here? Or you're like, yeah, I'm the woman here, like pay attention to me.
I'm a shy person in general. Like,
Mhm.
that was it was intimidating for sure. But like, I'd say it's been like only 3 years that I've been comfortable enough to talk on my phone to make a story on Instagram. So
Right.
I'm getting definitely like more comfortable. And I told myself before that party that I was gonna not be nervous. And it's not that I was nervous, it's just that it was an intimidating experience. Like, because you're pulled this way, you're pulled that way, you're meeting so many different people. Um, but I do feel like I was pretty comfortable for the
Mhm.
most part. Yeah.
Yeah. No, awesome. I mean, I obviously I'm on the West Coast, so I wasn't able to make it. But yeah, I mean, from all the videos, it seemed like you were having a great time there. Was that your first time actually in Toronto, or you've been to Toronto a bunch of times before? Well, you mentioned
Well,
the photo shoot, right?
well, it's the first time that I was in, or no, like in the last 3 months, I have traveled Toronto 4 times. Before
Jeez.
that, I had never been to Toronto.
Right on. Why was it all for Perfect Sport and the Inside Fitness, or?
Uh, Two of them was, and then the other two was to visit friends.
Oh, there you go. Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, quite the travel bug, eh?
I love traveling. It's my favorite thing to do.
That's awesome.
And
Yeah, and
whereabouts in Spain? I'm curious.
Sorry.
Whereabouts in Spain are you
Um,
going to be?
Mostly Malaga, and
Okay.
I was in Marbella and Granada and Barcelona.
Wow.
so you mentioned you're getting your visa for Spain, but obviously the European Union is a part of that. So once you actually get into that process, are you just planning to be the remote coach, just traveling all over and coaching people from the laptop?
Yep, that's the plan. Yeah,
There
and
you
then
go. That's
I'll
awesome.
travel because like once I'm there, I'm able to go. I can come back to this. I
Mhm.
can come back to Canada anytime. So if I'm needed for something, like it's just to jump on a plane. It's not that hard. It's like,
Yeah.
but I still like I want to be very available for opportunities. So
Mhm.
just because I'm there, I don't want anybody to think I can't travel to Canada and like do events because I really want to be like I want to be a part of things like that.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
You're a global citizen.
Yes.
That's amazing. Good for you.
So you
Thank you.
mentioned with events and stuff like that. So obviously you've been in the industry for quite a while. Was there anybody that, you kind of looked up to and you're like, that's the person, that's the status or the level that I hope to be and inspire people at one day? Or is it just like, I want to make my own way, pave my own way and be Rebecca?
it's turned into that. But at first, like when I started my coaching, like I was really inspired by Lauren Simpson. She's in Australia. She's got millions of followers, but she was like the first coach I ever followed that did the lifestyle, and she did more like calories in, calories out. Like I don't really follow that anymore, but I remember learning that from her, and I was like, okay, that is what I feel like is better for people, and like the normal person that's not a competitor, and that's the kind of person that I want to help. So like I remember like following what she was doing, and then she started doing clothing and stuff like that. But now like my whole thing is like I don't want to do clothing or anything like that. I really want to focus on one thing, and that's just coaching people, and like yeah, just making my coaching like the best that I can, and yeah, just reaching more people in the world.
There you go. That's awesome. So, Walter, do you have any last questions before we ask our final one?
No, I think I'm good. This has been really interesting.
Yeah, absolutely. So, again, we always like to ask our guests one final question before we go. And again, you don't have to put too much thought into it, but it's basically, if you had a 30 seconds or a minute to say one thing to anybody listening right now, one piece of advice, what would that piece of advice be? And I know I'm putting you on the spot here, so I apologize, but
Okay, so because I'm from a small town, because a lot of people, they think that when they're like, I feel like there's always this like mindset about people that are from a small place is that they can't do anything, like they have a small mind, like they're not open-minded to doing big things. But like what I've learned is that you're only as small as like the things that surround you. So if you have people around you that are always telling you like you can't do this, you can't do that because you're in New Brunswick, like there's no opportunity here, like that is not true, and you can do whatever you want. Like, and it's just about getting out of your comfort zone, traveling, going to different places, meeting different people. I find like it's, for me, it's just telling anybody, if you are in a small place, get out of your small place, travel, like take a plane and go to Toronto, like Alberta, or like go to Europe if you can. Like for me, going to Europe was such an eye opener, and like I feel like that's my biggest advice to anybody is to get out and get out of your small bubble and just experience the world.
yeah, that's awesome. That's great advice.
Definitely.
Awesome.
If more people did that, imagine how amazing the world could be. But we don't. We hold ourselves in, and we say, no, we can't. So,
and that's why we hire people like you that tell us, hey, start thinking bigger.
Yep.
There you go, guys. So thank you again, guys, for listening. As always, you know where to find us right below, and Rebecca's Instagram and all her links will be right beside her, as well as in the bio, so you can go click on those. Again, if you haven't checked it out already, the Inside Fitness Hot and Fit 100 2023 is out. So once again, we just want to congratulate you and say all the best with your travels, with your coaching business, and thank you so much for having your time on here today.
Thank you so much for having me.
Awesome. Stay safe, guys.
Stay breezy.
Take care.